just enough to get it.
Sure.
Totally. Awesome. Well, John Carter here, broker owner at REMAX River City, and we are excited to be hosting Bruce and Holly Johnson, who are doing Motorcycle for Miracles, and we have Deb Lucas from the Stollery that is in support of CMN. They're doing a big motorcycle journey. So tell us about it.
Thanks, John. So we started 3 weeks ago in Tuktoyaktuk, Northwest Territories, and we're planning on spending the next 6 months riding all the way down to Ushuaia, Argentina, raising money for the Children's Miracle Network, and that would include the Stollery Hospital here in Edmonton, which
Awesome.
Deb works at.
So it's like literal top of the earth, bottom to the
Ends
earth.
of the Earth tour is
Yeah.
what we're calling it.
Very, very cool. Yeah. And so now I know you've done a couple other trips like this before. So what kind of motivated you to do these?
Holly kind of sprung this one on me, actually. I was away playing hockey, and she sent me an email saying, "Dad, I have an idea for a trip. Don't say no." And then she told me everything she'd done. She just finished grade 11, and she went to her guidance counselor and changed her courses. So she took grade 12 courses in her second semester of grade 11, which was a big workload.
Yep.
And so she said, "That'll give me my first semester of grade 12 to do this trip with you." Great, where do you want to go? Arctic to Argentina. All right. And it's kind of like our first trip in 2013. She asked me when she was 10 if we'd do a trip when she got to be 12 years old. And I said the same thing, like, where do you want to go? Costa Rica. So she dreams bigger than normal kids.
I love it.
Yeah, and she's fearless about these trips too. And I'm excited to, like, as a parent, it's kind of your job to, if your kid can dream that big, you got to make that happen. Sure. And what better way to kind of envelop that trip in something with love than to have Children's Miracle Network with us.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to make it a Children's Miracle Network fundraiser, and we support the 170 hospitals in the system around North America, 14 across Canada. 2016, we rode across Canada on our second journey, and we stopped here with your office again. It's one of the few offices we've ever visited twice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, we love Stollery. I think the hospital, you folks in Edmonton have one of the greatest hospital systems probably in the world. Your cardiac center is famous.
We do. Yeah, we are really lucky to have the Center for Excellence that we do have here, and we are a quaternary hospital, so us and sick kids are the only two in Canada that can actually speak to that. So we have specialties that are beyond what the regular hospitals will do. So that is transplant and, as you said, cardiac, because we have the amazing Mazinkowski where it is. We are top tier in terms. So we pretty much take all of the heart patients from Western Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They're catchment area. So every hospital is a catchment area. So sick kids in Toronto, the catchment areas. It goes up quite far to northern Ontario. You've got CHEO, which is Ottawa centric. You've got IWK, which does the eastern provinces except for Newfoundland. Stollery, you have to understand that Stollery's catchment area goes up into the Arctic. It goes to the Yukon, to the Northwest Territories. We met families up there. In fact, we met a man on our 4th or 5th day on the Dempster Highway. Muddy, horrible riding day. Pulled in. Holly asked the gentleman if there was a safe place for us to pitch our tent. He said, take that warming cabin. So we went in the cabin and got set up. He invited us over to eat some steaks and beaver. Freaked Holly out.
Yeah.
Wayne, if you're watching, she's still talking about that. But we got talking to Wayne. He said, "What are you guys doing this trip for?" He's about 7 years old, native fellow, beautiful, beautiful family. And we told him what we were riding for and why we're doing it. We lost our first daughter, Alyssa Ray, 1998, back in Toronto. And so we've got a family fund set up at Toronto Sick Kids Hospital in her name. So part of the funds that we raise from the Toronto area around sick kids, that money goes to the Alyssa Ray Fund. Everything else we raise on this trip goes to the local hospitals, which is very important to us. So the money being raised by your office and everybody else on this trip goes
local.
right to Stollery. We love that. So Wayne told us the story about his grandson, Taylor. He was 18 months old. He had an autoimmune deficiency. And when they found out, they rushed him down to Stollery. And 7 cars filled with people from that little Arctic community, which is probably 3,000 kilometers away, drove down the Dempster Highway, and all the way down the Alaska Highway, and all the way across to Edmonton to support that little boy. He actually passed away in Calgary at the Children's Hospital there. But he got very emotional, obviously, when he was talking about that. But that kind of reiterates to us that, what we're doing, the cause is very powerful. There's people who were touched by this but the hospital is everywhere. So
Absolutely.
Stollery's catchment, and I think it's the largest in the world for a hospital, unless there's a children's hospital in Siberia that I don't know about. But it really is, like Stollery is remarkable in the area that you have to cover.
It is. It's 8 times the size of France.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. So what's the best way people can kind of follow along or support you and that kind of thing?
Our website was set up by my mother, and it is very, very nice. It's like super sleek, and you can find all the information. There's a media page for reporters, which is really handy because we've had reporters say we're riding a Mercedes-Benz motorcycle. And
Which Dad
Stella
disagrees with.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it is a
That's my
BMW.
head twitch.
Yeah.
Don't think Mercedes-Benz makes motorcycles.
Yeah.
And there's a list on the website too of all of the champion agents for the trip. So those
Right.
are agents who have made a $2,000 contribution to our foundation, and we really want to give them as much love as we can. So it's super important to us that they've got their own whole area on the website where people can check them out.
Awesome. So
Yeah,
what's the website?
So it's
Motorcycleformiracles.com.
right
And
on
also
the-
our Twitter and our Instagram and
yeah,
our
it's
YouTube
Motorcycle
and our
Miracles right
Facebook.
through. Motorcycle for Miracles. And the champion agents, like Holly said, without the champion agents, we quietly reach out to this fantastic group of agent friends of ours from across Canada and the States. And the second trip we did across Canada, that was the first time we had the idea to do this champion agent idea. And we sold 31 sections of the trip because REMAX has the month of miracles every year in August.
Yeah.
So the idea was August 1st we left Newfoundland and we rode to Victoria, and we hit all the children's hospitals along the way, and the champion agent sponsored a day each day. This time we set it up, there was no geographic location. Everyone was welcome. You can't buy an area.
Yeah.
You're donating to your local children's hospital. We've got 65 agents.
That's
We
phenomenal.
donated
Yeah.
$2,000 a piece to be a
Yeah.
part, and that's the minimum. Other, like Blaio Bruno donated a lot more than that. Vince Mirabel, there are agents who have given far more. We're staying in town with Sarah Conley. There are people who just kind of hug us as we come through. It's quite challenging. The motorcycle riding part of the trip is very challenging because you're riding through. We had 13 straight days of rain to start. We had mud conditions that I've never seen before in all my years of riding. And then we
And
land.
some wild animals too.
Yeah, apparently a grizzly chased us. I was too busy staring down the road.
I noticed.
But there were people along the way. Like we met a man on the Dempster Highway, literally for 3 minutes at the Arctic Circle sign. And when we got to Whitehorse or to Dawson City, we went to the Visitor Information Center. He said, "Oh, you must be Bruce and Holly. The room's ready for you." He'd gotten us a room, and then the owner of the hotel the next night paid for a room for us to stay. So we had these, and they might seem like little acts of kindness. They're not. They're huge acts of kindness for us.
Yeah.
We get to dry out. We get to take the mud off ourselves. We actually power sprayed ourselves and the bike. 20 minutes of power spraying to clean.
Wow.
And I think we ruined Sarah Conley's washer and dryer set. Like it was so dirty. So those little acts of kindness
But it's
really
the
fuel us, right?
Extended family that just makes you feel like you're welcome all the way.
That's what it feels like. Yeah, and the second trip across Canada too, we actually stayed with almost all the champion agents across the country, and
That's great.
I love Holly seeing that part of it because she gets to see the goodness of humanity. Everyone always talks about how scary Mexico is and Latin America. It's not. It's just not. It's just as filled with good people as here. You just have to open your heart to it. And I liken the trip to one of those truth tests or tests. What do they call it? Faith tests, where you fall back and you let your
Trust.
you let your friends get you. Every day we get up and I say to Holly, "Where are we gonna go today?" And she's like, "I don't have a clue. Who are we gonna meet? No idea." It's a joke with us, but it's true. And then by the end of the day, we'll have this remarkable hero moment with somebody. And they like buying us a dinner. We're not beggars. It's coming cross border, but just these little acts of, "Oh, can we help you with the laundry? Can we do something?" North Face, our tent failed.
Everybody wants to help because they
Absolutely.
know what you're doing and what you're doing it for, right?
And they become part of our trip.
Yeah.
That's the best part. We get to carry that. Like, you're all coming with us now. Like it or not, you guys get to all come with us now. And that's the best. That's the juice of the trip, is the hospital visits and meeting the families and having this group of people around us getting bigger. And it's like we're this giant ball of love rolling toward Argentina. That's how it
true.
feels to us, right?
Holly and I were just talking about that actually.
Yeah,
and
we
how
were.
you do. You just have this bubble of love around
Yeah.
you, and you magnetize everybody, and you really rally everybody that's met you
Yeah.
to just want to help. So you're
inspiring.
inspirational.
Yeah, it's inspiring for everybody else, and for like REMAX agents, the public, just everybody. It's such a good cause, and we're happy to host you and get the opportunity to say hi on your stop through. And then once the bike's ready to go again, you're off to where?
We're going to Calgary, right? Going to visit the Alberta Children's Hospital down there.
Awesome.
Another great facility, shaped like, it looks like Lego blocks.
Yeah,
Children actually have
it's
a hand
beautiful.
design. And then we go into Montana to the Helena Children's Hospital. So it's not stopping. We want to visit as many as we can because those are, it's like when we were just talking about Teslas and plugging in, it's like every time we hit a children's hospital, we plug back in.
Mm-hmm.
It just fuels us.
Yeah.
And meeting the CMN staff and all those Stollery staff and all the hospital people who dedicate so much of their time. They work so tirelessly. I know it's your job, but it's bigger than a job for almost everyone I've met in the hospital. So you people are special. And the stuff you come up with Stollery for fundraising. Well, the lemonade, please talk about the lemonade stand while we're here.
We have a lemonade stand happening on Sunday, and it is not just a lemonade stand, it is 500 lemonade stands happening in Edmonton and all actually around northern Alberta. REMAX is sponsoring the cups that every of the kids got in their kits. It's amazing. There is a map. If you go to Simply Supper Lemonade Stand, you can find the map of the city and you can find where your closest one is. Go buy a cup of lemonade.
The
talk
map is
with
incredible.
When
you see all this, the 1,410 stands, right? Or,
it's
no,
crazy.
1,410 kids involved in this, and like you said, 500 stands. And the map of Edmonton it populates with all the dots.
All
lemonade.
Yeah, all lemonade.
There will be one on your street somewhere, folks. Please get lemonade and tweet it out. And what's the Instagram and Twitter?
If you hashtag Stollery Kids and @Stollery Kids and then Lemonade Love.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great one. So we got that coming up on Sunday. It's kind of wrapping up Month of Miracles, but it's awesome to host you guys here. So what's the end goal to be? Do you have a date in mind where you're trying to be in Argentina and Chile?
Yes, you're back in school. Yeah, before that, that's our. What's your date ending? Second semester beginning is the
So is
end
that
of our
like
journey.
January, kind of end of
February,
December?
early February.
Yeah, she's got to be home by the end of January, and then I'll deal with the bike in Argentina. We'll do something with the bike at R4 for sure.
Yeah,
Nice. I think it needs to
that'll
be
be
there.
super fun.
Yeah, and REMAX has been outstanding. REMAX LC and REMAX Integra, you know, our two families, our one big family. And the REMAX offices, the love just grows as we go further south. People think it would stop in Mexico. It explodes
They have
in
banners
Mexico.
over the road. Bruce and Holly, stop here.
And then
cake with our
Nicaragua and Honduras, like all the countries that pass through. The Argentinians, you've been to the R4 and you've seen the REMAX Argentinian family. And the Bolivians, like they're just so excited that we're coming. And we're excited to see them all.
Wow.
I can't wait. It's a big family. REMAX is a remarkable family.
They really are.
So follow them along all the way on that journey, and then we'll look forward. We'll be at R4, so we'll look forward.
Yeah, we'll see you then for sure.
yeah,
That's fun. Okay,
Thanks
very
for
much.
all you do, Doug. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone.
Perfect.